Hey, Michael, thanks so much for sitting down for this conversation here. I heard that you are coming to Brazil in June to talk
Right,
about, run two workshops,
right.
the the resilience training and also the thinking for humans.
Right.
Can you share a little bit about why those two trainings as opposed to others?
Well, the resilience, because people need resilience. People need to be able to bounce back when they're knocked down. And after the pandemic, after the loss of so much business, after personal financial losses and things, people just need that spirit of a bounce so they can come back after a setback and restore their life, recover the spirit and adventure of living.
Yeah, well, I know one thing about life is that, setbacks are inevitable, and
Yeah,
just the question is how easily, how quickly, and how smoothly are we able to bounce back into
exactly.
reality?
Yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, you were going to say.
So some people will come back, but it just takes too long. It
Mm,
takes months, years, and we want to make it quicker and more efficient.
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can relate with that. I know I've had setbacks that took me years to bounce back from, and it would have been fantastic if I would have had access to those materials
Yeah,
before the setback,
exactly.
ideally. But of course, I'm
Yeah,
sure it's valuable during and after. And you also said you also are going to be running the Brain Camp, which is really
right,
exciting. This is one of the
right.
newer workshops. What can you say about Brain Camp?
So thinking for humans, it is exactly that, for humans, because most of us don't think that well. And all you have to do is talk to someone for a little bit about a problem or a stress, and you'll wonder, what are they thinking? And there is an art, there's a science to thinking and thinking well, doing critical thinking, creative thinking, and executive thinking. And that's what we get into in the 15 skills of thinking. Organizations would work so much better if people were really using their heads and thinking through things, making better decisions, communicating more effectively, experiencing themselves more effectively. Because as you think, so you feel.
Yeah, and I imagine we're probably thinking most of the time, or are we not thinking most of the time? How would you respond to that?
Well, there are, and we're going to cover 7 non thinking skills. And these skills are ways that we escape thinking.
Mm,
So it seems like we're thinking, but we're just on automatic or reacting or just on a superficial level doing thinking. We're not doing the real work of thinking.
so we've got now the ability to bounce back quickly and the ability to actually think, even though we're most of the time avoiding thinking. Who do you think would most benefit from these workshops?
Well, for resilience, especially anybody who is wanting to be more, to have more, to do more, and to give more in life.
Mm,
Because once we set a big goal, the likelihood of setbacks is just inevitable.
yeah.
It's just part of a life, part of setting goals. So anybody who wants more out of life needs to be ready with that energy, that vitality, that ability to take it in stride, bounce back, and be in the game of life.
So I imagine this applies to anybody's personal development to be able to bounce back
Yeah,
in corporate life, coaches probably for themselves and for others.
right.
And now for the thinking for humans. Any additions to this or same audience?
So it would apply to anybody who thinks for a living.
Okay.
So who thinks for a living? Well, uh, obviously managers and senior managers and CEOs and entrepreneurs, but also anybody who solves problems,
Mm.
anybody who has to think through a decision. So if you think for a living, then you need the highest quality skills of thinking.
I've never thought of that before. Thinking for a living, and I think most people will get training in technical skills, but I guess behind that, there's always thinking
Yeah,
that's either serving you or holding you back.
yeah.
Sounds fantastic. So, when and where is this taking place?
Well, it'll be in Brazil. It'll be in June. The specific details will be given.
Awesome. And any final words for anybody who's watching this?
Well, this is for people who care about personal development,
Mm,
who want to unleash more and more of their potentials, be the best version of themselves that they can be for themselves, for their relationships, for their family, for their children.
Well, this sounds amazing. I look forward to hearing more about this, and I hope to be able to participate and be there as well. Thank you so much for your
Okay.
time, Michael. Really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Jason.